News now regarding one of Durant's current teammates, for the time being at least, Ben Simmons. Our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Simmons and the 76ers have come to an agreement on Simmons recouping a portion of the nearly $20 million withheld from him as a result of his failure to play games last season. Both sides, they landed on a confidentiality agreement on the exact financial settlement. So, Jalen, I want to back up a little bit here. How does this maybe open the door, not just for Simmons, to just focus on basketball at this point?
Well, first, it's about health. And he took a lot of slander for not playing in Philly and with the Nets. But as any athlete will tell you, you don't just turn around and get back surgery.
Right.
So clearly he was injured. So I want to know, how did he even pass a physical? But now that he's there, I believe he's going to give them what I consider a junk lineup up front. Philadelphia made a mistake in developing Ben Simmons as a point guard, and here's why. When you're not attempting shots outside of the paint, it's hard to have you at the top of the floor. So now that they have KD, he's going to play quality minutes at the 4. Watch Ben Simmons be like on the baseline playing like a small ball 5. And in that case, he's going to have an opportunity to be a productive player. He's not going to have to worry about shooting the ball. He's not going to have to worry about being a big-time scorer. He could be a defender, a playmaker, and a teammate. And I think he'll fit right in with Kyrie and KD.
Well, Jaden obviously talked about the physical pain that Ben Simmons was going through, but also the mental.
Right.
You know, we have to take that serious now. That is something that is prevalent within our game, and we give so much kudos to those guys that have enough courage to come out and speak about it. So Jalen talked about the physical pain. I'm going to talk about the mental pain. So now that all that is kind of somewhat subsided, particularly the physical pain, but now he's mentally in a good spot, encouraged and wants to play, there's no reason for me to believe that he won't return to an all-star caliber player and a first-team all-defensive player who loves to pass the basketball to the two of the most dynamic scorers this game's ever seen. So I would just love, as a fan, forget all the BS, who wants what.
Right.
I just want to see these guys play. I want to see Kyrie committed. I want to see a healthy Ben Simmons. And you know what KD is going to give you. I want to see those three guys with Joe Harris and some other guys out there to really see what this team can do. And I think that's what the Nets have wanted since this whole thing started.
Amen. Perk, do your expectations for Ben Simmons jive with Matt's here?
It do. Whether he has whether he has Kyrie Irving or KD, if he don't have either one of those guys, I'm expecting big things from Ben Simmons. We have to remember, about 2.5, 3 years ago, when we had that conversation, when we were having conversations about players under 25 who was at that top tier, he was one of them. I mean, when it comes down to Ben Simmons and his playmaking ability, Jay Rose touched on that, he's one of the best in the league. When you talk about his physical strength, his athleticism of being able to attack downhill when he's at his best, he's one of the best in the league. When you talk about one of the best defenders all around, he's one of the best in the league. He continues to grow in those areas. I think his confidence will grow with his outside shooting. Again, we want everybody. I watched the guy in Rajon Rondo, right? Everyone said that, hey, Rondo needs to develop a great jump shot. But I saw Rondo thrive for a decade without having a consistent jump shot, about just being the best version of Rajon Rondo. And that's all the coach needs to do, is walk into the locker room and say, hey, I need Ben Simmons to be the best version of Ben Simmons, not who the world wants him to be.
The takeaway that I'm getting from listening to you all over the last 15 minutes is whether it's Kevin Durant, whether it's Ben Simmons, whether it's Kyrie, you just got to see them together on the floor.
The problem with Ben Simmons is if he was actually hurt the entire year, why didn't he just come out and say that? Maybe because he was healthy at the beginning of the year and didn't get hurt until he was on the Nets, and that's when he needed back surgery. Because before, it was all about his mental health. Also about his mental health. Not trying to make accusations, but how is it that Ben Simmons was not mentally capable of playing basketball, but as soon as his checks stopped coming, he was all over it. He was filing grievances. He was all of a sudden ready to take action and do something about it. And when the Philadelphia 76ers offered to help Ben Simmons with his mental health issues and have him see team doctors, he said no. He wanted to just sit at home and make his money. And then as soon as his money stopped coming, he had a problem. On top of all that, I can't believe that there was even a settlement on this. Ben Simmons lost some of his money because he didn't play basketball, so if you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. But then he filed a grievance because the team didn't want to pay him for not doing his job. I wonder if I didn't show up to work, if I could file a grievance for my job not paying me and I could still get paid even though I didn't show up to work. Also, I wonder if I could keep my job in the first place. I don't buy it. Ben Simmons' story kept changing and the team story was always the same. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And that is all I have for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more NBA content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.